See, I headed back into the same area I was in last time. I'm really trying to pick this place apart, so I'm planning on spending a bunch of time in here during the off season. What the hell is that? What? That's the biggest. There is no way that that is a dog track. I have never in my life seen a track like this out here. I've seen thousands of coyote tracks, thousands of dog tracks. This thing is huge. Whatever this is. What the heck? Where's the one that I seen that caught my attention? Right here. Right here. I stopped and I was just like, all right, man. That is not a dog, dude. Apparently, I should have brought my pistol. So last time, that's where I just crossed at. Last time I stuck way that way and just essentially followed that transition over to where I shot that buck at and just scouted my way through there. I'm gonna go this way this time, see if there's any better looking sign, any more mature sign than what was over here. There was a really good like small oak island that's just surrounded by swamp grass that I found over there. And it looked like when I got over there that the main trail cut through it and went this way. So I'm hoping I can cut that trail and follow it back. I was just standing right there. Follow the trail through here. There's some very light rubbing on those. It's old historical on that one. And I look down here, you can see the trail, how it cuts through here. This is rubbed up from this season. Right above the knee, probably early October, mid-October. Little 2-3-year-old. So that's where we just were. Instead of tucking that way, I just followed the faint trail that came this way. This got touched up a little bit last season too. It's roughly the same height, so it could be the same deer. But this is now just me following his rub line back. I gotta see if he's crossing the slough or if he's just hooking around here and following the edge of it. They were just standing over there. It wraps me around this way, wasn't seeing much sign, so I just stopped because I was getting next to all this deadfall right here. Something's gonna bed in here, whether it's young, old, whatever. I just figured this is probably gonna hold something. There should be sign. When I stopped, looked, there's a rub right here, right on this tree right here. And I stopped to look where I came from. There's an old historic right here. And it looks like it just follows that trail that I came down. It makes sense. Let's say this is holding does. If something wants to scent this area rather than walking through it and trying to bump them, all a mature buck has to do, is that a rub right there? Yeah, that is. Okay, I'm gonna mill around in all this deadfall and see if I can't possibly find a buck bed. If I do, that's going to change my whole mindset, because my mindset right now was that if something's going to scent check all of this deadfall, all it's got to do is just walk around this edge the way that I came, with the wind blowing towards the trail it's on. So there's that rub, and I can see something walking up and hitting that. That looks really high. This is a big mound that I actually walk up. So that's really only about hip high, which is still good. All right. So I just walked around that edge of that deadfall. That's the way that I came from. I followed the trail to right here. I went that way. Well, I should have turned. You can see a faint trail right here. and lead me right to this rub, which was definitely hit this season. Okay. And that's for sure just working its way through here, through this deadfall. See if we can't find a bed. I can see something laying right there. I'm not finding any like buck bed sign, but there are beds everywhere in this deadfall. And that rub was out there on that tree. So there's a bunch of beds in that deadfall, a bunch of them in here. I'm not finding any buck bed though, buck bedding sign. If I wanted to hunt this, I have an idea where I need to be if a buck's gonna come through here. I don't think they're bedding in here. I think they're just coming through here checking this for does. Last time I went that way, this time I'm going this way. Okay, so that's that little island that I just walked from. And I came down this heavy beaten trail and I noticed that it pinches down real hard right here. It's pretty open on this side. Pretty open on this side. There is a trail that kicks off that way where it looks like they might drop down and just hop that island to get to that side rather than follow this. Between these trees and this blowdown, which is still growing, there's gonna be a good amount of cover for them to transition through here to get into here and avoid being on these openings. So I'm thinking I could probably get into this skinnier tree here, be able to hit anything that walks this trail. It's gonna have to get to like right here before I have a shot though, or where I cross over there, I can just walk the edge of this island, walk through that opening on the other side of this, tuck into here, and I can get a stand into this. I can literally get a stand like right there. I don't need to be high at all. I just need to be in the cover. And if anything comes from that way, this way, I'm gonna have all of that blocking me. Being able to shoot anything that walks into this trail. And then I'll be able to see if anything crosses from this island onto that there. Hopefully have a shot over this bigger branch. Alright, so that's where I just was. Followed that trail, looked over here, and I seen this historic road that just kind of leads out. Into this opening like they're about to cross the water. But that's where I cross, is up here. The trail goes this way. Which would still, I'd have a shot right here because I'd be in that tree, or that branch that's growing off of it, I'd have a shot right here. Even if it comes this way. So this is a pretty good spot. You can tell they're just working their way through. I wouldn't be surprised if they come through here and then hook this way. I ended up making my way this way from where we were standing over here. I wasn't finding any fresh sign, but I was hitting historical rubs every now and then. And the closer I got to this little peninsula where this little hangover is, there's just historical sign everywhere. That's rubbed up, that's rubbed up, the other side of that is rubbed up, that's rubbed up. That's been hit. Historical. Yeah, this is the one that I seen walking in. And I just kept getting closer and closer. That's been hit too, that bigger one right here. And I peeked out here and I seen this. Definitely from last season. Early season. When all of this is gonna have its leaves and the foliage. Something's either living right here for a little bit or passing through. All the sign that's in here and the time that this got laid down makes me feel like something's bedded in these pockets when all the leaves are up. Just standing over there, picked up a trail that came through this way. That's been hit in the past. That's been hit. It's almost like the season before, but it tore that. It's going this way. I was just standing up there, walked this way. I looked over here. Look at this guy. Look at the tine marks on this thing. Just digging into it. Look at that. It's like all the deer are hitting this. It seems to intersect. There's like an intersection right here. The trail that I came up and then the trail that this is on. I'm gonna get this marked. So that's that tree. I am pretty positive that every buck that's gonna be running this area is hitting this at some point in time. I'd love to run a camera. I plan to run a camera on it all season, whether that's gonna be a cell camera or a regular camera. Probably a cell. But I can also see myself sit in this spot during the rut just because of all of the trails leading to right here. There was all of the old historic sign down there where we came from. Over that way was that main like pinch area where I was going to climb up that limb. And it just runs the edge of the slough, which just gets deeper and deeper because we're pretty close to the river at this point now. It almost brings them right to this point. If anything is on this side and it wants to get over here, it's going to have to pinch through this area. It doesn't necessarily have to come through this trail, but this rub tells me that they're going to come through here. So I'm staring at this thing, thinking about where I'm going to be able to put a camera at. I can see myself getting a camera in this tree, watching this. I'd like to get it high so the deer can't see it and start avoiding it, maybe somewhere in that tree. But the bigger tree behind this one, if I stand right next to this rub, this is where the deer is going to be standing right here with his head down. If I look this way, there's that big tree that I just pointed out. I don't have to get too high into this thing at all. And there's a lot of junk to deal with, but there's this pocket right here, that I can get my stand, face it this way, sit with my back against the tree, and I'd have a perfect shot to right here. I'm gonna get this marked up and figure out where I can put a camera at. So that rub was right there. I followed the trail on through, seen this historic. I started peeking into here. That's been hit. Behind it's been hit. Doesn't look like last season. Oh yeah, look at this. Season before, maybe even last season, early season. Definitely hit. I can see something bedding down right here. Oh, look at that. I can see something laying down right here. Early season when it's got all this cover to its back. I just walked that edge. This little pinch right here is just littered with beds. You can see them all through here. No rubs or anything though. I just walked down that pinch right there on the edge of this water. Eventually got into here. Started getting pretty thick, wasn't seeing any sign, and then I ran into this old historic rub right here. I was like, alright, there's a bunch of deadfall here. So I poked my head around. This is all tore up. Last season, both of them are hit. I can definitely see a big guy laying down in here because he is just surrounded by water. All he's got to do is just get up, cross that water, and he's gone. Yeah, so I just came walking, transition of this edge. I was actually back in that thicket back there, walked out here, and then came this way. But again, I find more buck sign from last season. It's just all on the edge of the water, which just tells me it's them scent checking all the deadfall in here where all the does could be potentially be laying at. Just walked this way. Seen this guy. Again, it's just on the edge. And I know there's a crossing here because I scouted here last year. There we go. That got hit again this year. When I scouted here that year. Last year this was hit. last year when I scouted, I just followed this edge here. So I'm gonna poke back into here and see if there's any good sign that matches what was over there. Wasn't finding anything good over there, so I ended up hopping across the water. And I was also about to run into my tracks that I was out here scouting last time. So everything which would be to my like southeast over here, I've already scouted. I'm gonna hit everything going in this direction, scout everything, work my way back. My cameras are back the way that I actually just came from. I'm hoping I still have enough time to go swoop in there and grab those. I looked this way over here. I guess it's rubbed up. It's old historic on this. This has been rubbed up pretty good. It's still got stuff hanging from it. And that would be them avoiding that side and still following the edge here. I know exactly where I'm at because I remember that rub from in season. I remember this being tore up. There's a historic right there. I remember looking at this. There should be a rub here that I zoomed in on. Yeah, right here. They're hitting that too. Alright, so I came walking through, hopped over, checked this island. No sign. Absolutely zero. Seen a really old historic rub when I got here. Looked over here, there's one. They haven't been hit in a while. But this could be them hopping these little islands, getting over there to the private. The private's only like probably 100, a little bit over 100 yards away. And with how much land is right here, I'm not sure how shallow it is, but it really doesn't matter to them. I can see them coming to and from here. There's a trail right there. Don't know if it's a deer trail, but the fact that this is hit and this is hit and it lines right up with it. I mean, it lines right up with it. I might mark this and just throw a regular camera here and see what's going on. If anything, hopefully that's a really good crossing. Hopefully I'm guessing that right, but this just led me to a dead end here. That piece is just a small little piece of public, and then it's just private after that. And then I scouted everything over there last weekend. So I'll just make this little U, hit the other side of this transition. Hopefully pick up on something. Yeah, nothing good. Heading back the way that I came in here. Hopefully have enough time to grab a camera. If not, back to the truck. Got probably a little over an hour, maybe less than I've probably got like an hour until it gets dark. I'm gonna try to make a beeline for these cameras. Oh, what is that? Oh yeah. That's a licking branch. That thing is snapped off. Oh, look at this. Okay. Look at this thing. Holy Moses. I gotta figure out where this is on the map compared to where I had my cameras and where I did all my scouting and all my hunting. I'm clearly missing this. I need to get this marked, figure out where I'm gonna put a camera at. Alright, that scrape is right here. The river is actually out this way, and it's a slough that spills into here. I can bring my boat in a pretty decent amount, and then from my boat kick off and then just put my waders on, wade down here and slip right into this tree. I mean, it's right on top of the scrape, but it's really the best tree that I have. I'll probably come in here when it's time to, I'm for sure going to come in here when it's time to hang cameras. But at that point, I'll be able to see what has cover, where my shooting lanes are, and I'll really be able to decide where that tree is going to be at that I'm going to be in. What's going on here? There's no way. It's right on the trail. It's crazy. I don't know. Possibly another one. This is chewed off right here. That's nipped off here. That's on the same trail the last one was. I managed to find a way to get to these cameras without having to put my waders on, so that's where I'm going. Look at that. Some deer tracks in it. Huh. This is, I'm pretty sure this is the old, yeah, my camera's right there. I had to scrape right behind my camera. That's a scrape that my camera was watching. They didn't rub at that at all this year. Alright, I got another camera that's like pretty close. I'm actually going to be surprised if it's still here, because it was right at waist level. Let's see what we got. She's turned off. Dang it. That's the second camera that's been turned off this year. At least they left the camera in the card. Dang it, man. I'll never understand it. Just leave stuff alone. It's not yours, you know. I should have another one. They're right around here somewhere. Alright. This one's not flashing either. But she's on. She must be dead. Alright, card's good. Let's go. Hopefully whoever turned my camera off, at least left me some pictures. Even some doe pictures.